8th Global Family Office Investment Summit here in Dubai, hosted by the Ritossa Family Office. We are joined by Roger KINSBOURG of Gold Global, a Swiss company, who is joining us to talk about a little bit more of his business and obviously how this business could improve also the profitability of other companies. Sir, it's good to have you here.
Well, thanks for allowing me to explain a little bit what we're doing. Our Swiss company is involved in producing gold coins, but with a specific application, which is the registration of gold on blockchain, using a state-of-the-art technology, which allows to give to each coin a code number, a QR code number, and therefore irrevocably register the gold on the blockchain, upon which we will then issue what is called a token. A token is in fact the title of ownership of each gold coin, which is allocated irrevocably to a token. The token then can be purchased by investors, so they can invest in physical gold, which is totally different than what is called paper gold. And those tokens can be then traded on certain exchanges, which we are now giving this liquidity to the gold, which usually is quite a dormant asset. And our formula allows investors to trade themselves physical gold that they own, and it was held in custody in Switzerland with a separate custodian, which guarantees the existence and the securitization of the gold in vaults in Switzerland, in Geneva or Zurich, where people can also, if they want, redeem their token against the gold, the physical gold that is held on their behalf by the custodian. So we have put together a system where investors have a lot of flexibility and liquidity with physical gold, which is something quite new. And in fact, what we've done, we've brought back the old gold standard of 1 ounce of gold. Each coin weighs 1 ounce, which is the unit of valuation of gold on the London market, New York, and now also in China. And it gives a certainty to the value of the token, which is then traded. And
we have the token here, if I'm not mistaken. We can show it to the camera. We are going to zoom in. This is the token. Now we are zooming in, and this token also gives the people the benefit of a safe haven asset. I mean, standard deviation for gold on these historical mean is very low. The price of gold is really stable. We have seen recently fluctuating around $1,300 per ounce. So it's a good investment, right?
Well, it's a diversification investment that should be considered in those days of certain uncertainties we have in terms of economical and stock exchange variation. So gold being a safe haven will give some kind of safe haven for refuge of value in those days, which a lot of people think maybe we're going towards a certain crisis, and I think gold will be the way to shelter ourselves from this kind of risks.
Now, at this investment summit that gathers more than 400 family office, you had the opportunity to make roundtables, to have one-to-one talks. Was it useful to expand your network of acquaintances, to have a better understanding of how the global family offices around the world work?
Absolutely. I think it was very useful for us to come here and be able to present our sort of a new innovative way to invest in physical gold versus paper gold, because we all know that paper gold is not really backed by physical gold and anything can happen with paper, whereas the gold is a certainty. It's there, it won't vanish, it won't evaporate. So this has been well perceived, and we feel that there will be an important demand in the future for physical gold, since it's coming back sort of in a way to shelter values and portfolios being less at risk for the part which is dedicated to physical gold.
And lastly, what made you, since you have been in business for many years, what made you embrace the blockchain technology?
Well, I was curious to see how I could come into the ecosystem of the blockchain and to find a niche where we could position ourselves independently from all other type of token like Bitcoin, Ether, and others, where there is nothing behind. So I thought it would be a necessary thing to bring what we call now a stable coin, a token which has a value to it in terms of what is backing it. And I think the most simple thing is to back by gold. As simple as that. So I thought there was an avenue there. I believe we're not the only one having this idea, but we are the only one having a specific technology to engrave the gold and ensure that the gold that we have in custody is the one that the people really have bought and nothing else. And there's no problems in terms of the gold being safe kept.
And to wrap up this interview, you have obviously presented your business idea, your business proposition, but if you had to highlight, pinpoint the most useful piece of information that you have acquired throughout these 2 days of conferences, what would that be, in your opinion?
Well, certainly one of the issues that is coming up quite often is the fact that the markets are showing signs of uncertainties, and that the classical method of managing portfolio and asset is going to move, and mainly because of the blockchain technology that will help to identify assets and make them more, would I put this, visible, and that people will be easily in a position to look through the blockchain exactly what's happening and what's going on. It's like certain intermediation are going to disappear because of this what we call the blockchain revolution, which is now being a fact that people recognize across the world in the banking system and other matters also.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Kinsbourg, for your participation in this interview. Thank you.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity to express myself. Thank you very much.
That's it. Thank you for having watched us.